Welcome to Kat's Cauldron of Knowledge. I know you were all probably thinking, hey, Sunday came and went, and Kat, where were you? Well, northern New York State has had some fabulously strange weather, and also had a tea leaf reading class here at Earthbound Metaphysical Shop on North Main in Syracuse, and I ended up having quite a few people here, and it was kind of fun. So I ran out of time, I didn't get a chance to tape. Thought I was going to tape something maybe at home, more interesting weather. So guess what, folks? I'm here now. And anyways, I hope this finds everybody well. And today's topic is kind of, I don't know, it's one that speaks to me because I really do feel like sometimes there's circumstance where I think I'm powerless, or I can't affect the change that I want. And coming up on St. Patrick's Day, which has a lot of meaning to me, I have a very Irish family, I came to the understanding that in the Celtic world, maybe I shouldn't look at powerlessness as much as I do have a wellspring of power to draw on. And you're all going, gosh, Kat, what are you babbling about? Well, I got this great book, which it's pretty thin, you know, it's a really easy read. There's only about roughly 100 pages, and it's written by Philip Friedman. It's War, Women, and Druids. I tell you, it's a really good read. And one of the women, who's actually from the British Isles, but that's next door to Ireland, kind of, is Boadicea. And the story of Boadicea is a sad one with a very powerful moment. Her husband dies, and she becomes the sole queen of the Iceni. And the Romans, who were currently pac-manning their way through Britain at that point, wanted to set her up as a client king, which is a term for basically, you're going to have the money and the title, but you're going to do whatever we say. And she kind of went, I don't think so. And the Romans also were demanding more and more in taxes, and her people were having a hard time, you know, coming up with it. So Boadicea, as reported by Tacitus, basically got fed up after they beat her like a slave, and they took her very young daughters, they raped them, and she went to neighboring tribes and all these warriors, and it was not unusual at the time to follow a woman, but she managed to unite people who before never had really, they fought each other a lot, but not with one another. And they pretty much did a march to what would become London. Then it was Londinium. And pretty much had a path of righteous destruction. You're going, I wasn't planning on a path of righteous destruction today. Hang with me, folks. I'll tie this up. When you look at other historical figures, such as Grace O'Malley, who was a pirate queen. She actually was a contemporary of Queen Elizabeth I. She was the pirate queen of an Irish coast. When one of her sons was taken by the British, she actually met Queen Elizabeth I, demanded his release, and ironed out in Latin, because that was the common language that they both spoke, how this was going to work. And you're like, even greater, Kat. What's this got to do with me? Well, here's where I start knitting this kind of together. In my own life, severe disappointment has come. And I've had jobs that I have quite literally hated them to the point of feeling powerlessness and thinking that it would almost be better if I didn't wake up in the morning than have to show up. And I have had circumstances in my life of feeling I'm against a wall and I cannot win, period. I also don't want to dive too deep into politics, but there are things going on in the United States right now with our so-called leadership that is setting back women's rights and human rights. And it's a feeling of this juggernaut weighing me down, and I think, what is my one voice really going to do? Yes, I can do a blistering post on Facebook, but where is the power of change? And it occurred to me today, as I was getting ready to come in and film and do everything, that maybe we as women and human beings in general need to remember what we're built on. We stand on the shoulders of generations of very powerful people. And whether you're just a tarot reader or a pagan or a witch or all three, the blood coursing through you, that energy, that power of creation that enabled your existence, ties you to everyone and everything around you. And as one person, yeah, you may not feel like you can affect a lot of change or do anything, but when you link together with others, then you become a force for the change you need. So, in a job opportunity type situation, when I thought I was stuck, that there was absolutely no way possible to escape that life of showing up in that place that I absolutely hated, when I opened myself to the frightening possibility of just saying enough's enough, and I totally left that field, like boom, we're done. And it was the most frightening thing ever, because I had always earned a significant portion of my money from doing what I had done, and to draw a line in the sand and say, I will do anything to avoid ever having to feel like this reporting to that place, was incredibly scary. But I was rewarded with a certain freedom of knowing that I would not have to have my soul crushed every day to have money that, quite frankly, wasn't really covering it all anyways. So there was that. We as people, how we get put down in a box and we accept the status quo is we live separate lives. We stare at our cell phones, we stare at a computer screen, we don't connect as human beings to one another. So that it's more accepting that this huge weight of whatever bears down on just us, and we think we can't push back. And even though you're watching me on YouTube, I encourage everyone, connect to your fellow human beings, connect to the ancestors, those people who came before you, whether you have the blood of powerful African queens, Irish women, I don't care where you came from. If the sword of move on burns in your spirit, good. But connect and push back against hopelessness, fear, powerlessness, injustice, whatever it is. Draw your line and say, I am built of very stern stuff, and I can affect change. And will it be simple? Will it be easy? Will you do this in the next 15 minutes? No. But I can tell you that I believe we can all do this. And I'm there for you guys. Leave comments below, hit like, tune back in, but make that connection and push back against banality and hopelessness and the depressing crap that is our modern world. If you're an artist, paint. If you're a wordsmith, write. But no matter what you do today, know that you matter, and that just like a stone hits a pond and makes ripples that go out, I've thrown my stone. I hope you feel my words, see my ripples, and push in your own way to effect some kind of change. Because we all need to come together. And that is my message today. I hope you all have a really good day, and I will be back Sunday, barring weather catastrophes, or if I end up having a really good class. Then it'll be Wednesday again, or Thursday. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.